Okay, today is June 21st, the first day of summer, 2011, and this is my garden this year. It's definitely not a survival garden. It's basically keep the isotopic rain full of cesium and strontium 90 and cobalt 60 or whatever else rains down on you when it rains out of my soil. But these areas last year were filled with tomatoes and zucchinis, and I had a very great crop of them. But this year, they're just filled with flowers, a lot of sunflowers to pull up the cesium. The bigger the leaf, the more cesium they pull up. You know, spinach, whatever, probably kale. Over here is my lettuce garden. If they were exposed to the rain, they probably have a lot of cesium in them. For all I know, they have cesium on the leaves. I mean, everything would be sparkling here if I could see the radiation. There's the garlic, flowers, Swiss chard, pain poppies growing among them. My strawberries, which got a lot of rust on them because I cover them a lot, and we've had 90% rain this spring, so everything's been very moist and cold here, and got a lot of rust, which isn't good. And it spreads. See, that's rust right there. I have to take it off. And the more leaves you take off, the less food the plant has, so that's not good. But anyway, I've got lots of strawberries coming in. Right here. See? Nice. They're delicious. I've had a few. And this all gets covered when it rains. It's going to rain tonight. It's going to rain for the next 5 days. Chemtrails have been really bad yesterday and today. Always before low. And there's some more of my strawberries. Hope you can see them. Anyway, and these all have runners, so yes, what am I going to do when they send out runners? How can they send out runners with the box? Now, these were made out of hemlock, which is supposed to be impervious to rot, but not impervious to carpenter ants. So I put a lot of borax here, but they've been in chomping away. This is my little herb garden. Here are my stevia plants right there, substitute for sugar. My rose geranium, which is a wonderful smelling geranium, and I make sugars out of it. Pumpkin plants right there, which I didn't get a chance to pull out. Pumpkin that I put there last year, all the seeds made it through the winter, and now I've got all these pumpkin plants, and I should have taken them out weeks ago and given them away. So now I'm just probably going to have to just PULL them out, put them in my compost, which, you know, I don't use my compost anymore because that's gotten rain on it. That's a zucchini. Hope there's enough space. Some tomatoes, cherries, some Roma tomatoes here. These are all organic tomatoes. Not getting enough sun. But this soil has all been protected since about a week after the Japan earthquake. I listened to voices of intellect and reason, scientists, etc. And so I know what's happening in Fukishima and all over the jet-streamed world. So I left the daisies in there just because they were there, and food for the bees, and these are all my beets. However, these are my radishes. They've been in the allotted time period actually over, and they have no radishes. The roots never got big and produced radishes. So I don't know what's wrong there. That's never happened. This is all my all the Italian lettuce mix that I planted, arugula, which is yummy. And so I eat from that, and this is some sage, and these are just this is the hollyhocks. That plant over there is angelica, the plant of transition. In the Victorian times and well before them, they used to make a tea, I think from the leaves and maybe the root too, to give to a person when they were transitioning to spirit. So it's a plant of protection. They grow beautifully in Iceland along the rivers. And this should be about 10 feet high, but it doesn't get enough sun here. And these flowers will have zillions of seeds. And my dear friend Robin has zillions of these plants in her garden. It's very whimsical. It's very surreal in her garden because she's got all of these angelical plants everywhere. It looks very Alice in Wonderland. This is a Swiss chard that keeps coming back after 2 years. More Swiss chard in there. I like to plant bright lights because the stems are pretty yellows and oranges and pinks. They're more pain poppies that we have in Afghanistan. This is all garlic. This is a lamb's ear, which is beautiful, medicinal, but because it's been not covered, I won't use it, but I'll let it flower. And this is my lupin field. Lupins, they're, a lot of people think they're indigenous to Maine, but they aren't. They were brought here back in the 50s to hold down the erosion on the sides of the roads when they were putting in a lot of roads. But now they just grow everywhere. I saved the seed and planted it here. This garden will be filled with a lot of wildflowers. And here are my blueberries, but again, you know, am I really going to eat them, ever? So, and then over here is asparagus bed, right here, which don't seem to stand up straight. I've got to Google and find out why they don't stand up straight. Maybe that's just the way they are. Filled with wonderful soil that I protected from the rain, and seaweed. So there you are. I made all these hoop houses. They're working great. Very inexpensive to do. These clamps are great because they clamp the plastic. And anyway, so that's it. From Appleton, Maine. Summer day, a beautiful summer day. They have been spraying chemtrails up there. You can see evidence of them left. See how the clouds are spreading out? I don't know. Anyway, go to Renz.com for the latest update on Fukishima. That's a lot there to learn. Bye bye.